Hang on, I'm not centered. Maybe that's better. Am I in center now? Yes? No? Maybe? Okay. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Kat Fantin. I am a stay-at-home mom / newborn photographer. If you want to go ahead and subscribe to my channel, that would be great if you'd like to see more content like this. If you clicked on this video, you're probably wondering how to price your work. I'm going to be talking specifically about photographers. This really applies to any small business. If you are self-employed, you have to be charging your worth. I'm not going to be covering what to charge if you're just starting out and learning your trade. This video is for if you already know how to do what you do. You consider yourself a professional already. If you are brand new and still learning, that's a whole different ballgame. So let's get started. Now, as we go into this, you need to ask yourself, is this a business or a hobby? Let me tell you something just to clarify for everybody. If you are taking money, if you are charging for your product or service, you are a business. A hobby is something that you do in your spare time. That's it. It's a creative outlet for you. You don't take money from people. You don't charge people. It's something you do for fun. Like I said, if you are taking money, you are a business. It is no longer a hobby. If you have a business Facebook page or a website or an Instagram or a price menu, then you are acting like a business. And I just want to clarify to everybody out there, if you are taking money, if you are running a business, you have to be a legitimate, legal business. You need to be paying your taxes. You need to be registered however you need to be in your area. You have to be legitimate. Do not operate an illegal business because it will destroy your own industry. Okay, let me step off my soapbox about that for a second. So anyway, we've established that you're a legitimate business. You filed your DBA and you're registered in your county, whatever you need to do in your area. It's going to be different for everybody. You're a legitimate business, and this video is for you. I'd also like to make sure that we all know that a legitimate business should not just be a side hustle. It's not just mom's extra grocery money. If your husband goes to a 9-to-5 job and brings home the bacon and makes enough money to cover all the bills, that doesn't mean that you deserve any less for what you do. For example, I am a work-from-home mom, which means my photography studio, my office, everything I do in my business is at my home. I don't have to pay for childcare most of the time because I am home with my kids, and that saves me money. Does that mean I should value myself and my work any less? No. No. When you are a photographer, you're spending your time, talent, equipment, time away from your family. You're spending money on furthering your education. All these things are worth money, or they cost money. Your time is worth money. Just because you're not on a payroll with a boss doesn't mean that you deserve to make less than minimum wage. You are worth more than minimum wage, and your time and your talent is worth more than just some extra grocery money. You are worth more than just some extra grocery money. Period. Recently, brought on by the pandemic, some retailers increased their workers' pay by a couple of dollars an hour as a hazard pay or a thank you for working during difficult times. But just a couple weeks ago, Target made it permanent that they are now paying their employees $15 an hour as a starting wage. You can go to Target and get the most basic of jobs, entry level, and make $15 an hour. Back when I was a working out of the home mom, I didn't even make that much. I've never made that much hourly at a job in my life. I started out working at Dunkin' Donuts for $7.25 an hour. And now, in 2020, you can go to Target and make $15 an hour. Like, that blows my mind. It's a good thing to raise the minimum wage, but that's a whole other topic, and it's, controversial and all that. So, anyway, let's just dive into some math really quick. You can go to Target, get a $15 an hour job, but instead you've chosen to be self-employed. So, as a self-employed person, you deserve to make at least $15 an hour. Why? Because you own a business. You are doing everything. You're your own accountant. You're your scheduler. You're your secretary. You're a website designer all of a sudden. All of these things that get rolled into being a self-employed person. You are doing all of these things that are required to run a business, and you're doing it all by yourself. Think about that for a second. Let it sink in so that we can move forward and agree that you deserve at least $15 an hour. Okay, kids, bear with me here. We're gonna do some math. So, math is not my strong suit. Just ask my husband. A reasonable photographer might charge $150 for a session. $150. That seems like a good number, does it not? That's a pretty nice chunk of change to make in one day, maybe. But you're doing it on location. You have to drive a little bit. So, about $5 for gas. And we're all moms. And you have to pay your babysitter. You're gonna be gone for like an hour and a half, so $20 for a babysitter. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, my husband is home, he can watch the kids. He's not always gonna be home. Once you build your business even more, there are gonna be times where you have to schedule a session for when your husband is not home. So, factor in the cost of a babysitter. You'll thank me later. And at the last session you did, your battery died in the middle of the session, and it was super embarrassing. So for this next session, you bought an extra battery just to be on the safe side. So, believe it or not, let's say $50 for that extra battery. But hey, you're making $150 from this session, so it's covered, right? So right now, we are at $75. But let's break it down even further. You spent about 30 minutes total on your phone messaging back and forth with your client and drafting your contract and sending the invoice. 30 minutes total. And that's generous. Like, a lot of us spend more time than that. And then you spend 60 minutes at the actual shoot. But remember, I mentioned that it was on location. So, it's only 15 minutes away, but to get there and back, that's 30 minutes. And then after the session, you're feeling great. You get home and you upload your photos, which takes some time, but I'm not even going to factor that in. So then you spend about 30 minutes culling. You spend an hour shooting, so it's going to take you about 30 minutes to go through and pick the best photos. So that's another 30 minutes. Okay? Here, so you can follow along with me. I know you can't really see what I'm writing here. And then your client's teenage son had some acne, so it took you a little bit longer than normal to edit the whole session. Let's say 3 hours of editing. And when you're done editing, then you have to go and create a client gallery online and upload those images, if that's your process. You might do in-person sales, I don't know, but that's, again, a whole other ball game. For now, we'll just say that you upload digitals to a gallery when you're done editing, and that's that. But your internet is unusually slow that day, so it takes you 30 minutes to upload that gallery. And then a lot of photographers, it's actually a great idea to take the best of the best photos from that session and then create a blog post and post on social media. And that's going to take you another 30 minutes. We're going to add all of this up, And it's gonna equal 6.5 hours. Overall, you'd think, yeah, 150 bucks, 6.5 hours. That's like, a normal work day. That's less than a normal work day. Perfect. But wait, your client paid their session fee with a credit card. So you have to pay it's usually around 3% roughly. So $4.50 processing fee. After your actual expenses, you made $70.50 for 6.5 hours of work. And if you divide that, it is $10.84 an hour. $10.84 an hour for all that work you did. And that doesn't even include the wear and tear on your equipment, your insurance. Oh, but wait, I totally forgot to mention. We took out all of our expenses, so we have, a rough estimate of what the income would be for us to take our taxes out of. So, just kidding. It's $70.50 minus your taxes that you have to set back and pay quarterly. So let's estimate 30% taxes. That's a very rough estimate, but that's about what we pay. So 30% out for taxes would make that $49.35. So we have this new number. $49.35 after taxes is what you're making for 6.5 hours of work. So let's break that down even further and find out what you're making hourly. You're making $7.59 an hour. $7.59 per hour. $7.59 an hour. If that's all you're gonna make, then just go to Target. Go to an Amazon warehouse. Get a retail job somewhere and make minimum wage. Or Target, 15 bucks an hour. It'll be, you won't have to be your own accountant. You won't have to be a website designer. You won't have to do any of that stuff. All you have to do is go to work for 8 hours a day. You might as well just go do that. Why are you running a business if you are only making $7.59 an hour? Now, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from running a small business. I'm not trying to discourage you from being an entrepreneur and doing what you love and turning it into a career. I'm just trying to remind you of your worth. Make sure that you are charging enough to cover your expenses, pay your taxes, and actually pay yourself a living wage. You are worth more than just grocery money. Say that to yourself. I am worth more than just grocery money. I am worth a living wage for my time and my talent, my creativity, me. I am worth more than grocery money. Please, please understand that. You deserve to be paid a living wage. Now that we've established that you need to be charging more than $150 a session if you're a photographer. If you're watching this video and you're self-employed but you are not a photographer, you do something else, maybe you're a graphic designer or you make t-shirts and I don't know. Whatever you're doing, I can't think of anything else right now. Knitting, if you knit props. Oh, that's a whole other, oh my gosh. There's just so many different self-employed businesses that I could get into. But for the sake of photographers like myself, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna motivate you to look into your cost of doing business. And if you haven't heard that term, then you must not be in any photography groups on Facebook, because that is a very common term mentioned, your cost of doing business. What are the bare minimum expenses that you have to operate as a business? And not only that, not only do you need to cover your bare minimum expenses to operate your business, you also have to pay yourself a living wage, and you have to pay yourself a retirement fund. You know, there's just so much that goes into running a business. You cannot just charge $150 per session. You have to charge your worth. Like, underline that sentence a bunch of times. Charge your worth. You are worth more than $7.59 an hour. Value yourself, value your time, value your talent, and charge your worth. I don't even remember what my next point was going to be. Oh, okay, mini sessions. Now, there are successful photography business models that are high volume. For example, school photography. So if you're a school photographer and you're photographing 500 students in one day, you're obviously not going to be charging $150 a student. No high school or elementary parents are going to pay that much for a school yearbook photo. So that is a whole different pricing structure. It's high volume, low cost. Low cost, high volume. But generally, most self-employed photographers like myself are going to be low volume and higher cost. And I might make another video branching off of this, talking about pricing higher so that you can give more of an experience to your clients and have less clients to work with. But again, I'll have to make a whole other video about that. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I'm going to have a whole lot more content like this coming out, and I don't want you to miss it, because I am here, I'm trying to help you start your business, and I wish that there was someone like myself to go back in time and tell my earlier self all of this stuff. I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you as a work from home mom. I want you to build the business of your dreams, just like I have. And I want you to be successful. And I want you to value yourself, please. If you take nothing else from this video, please just get it into your head that you should value yourself. Love yourself. You are worth so much more than, like I said, you're worth so much more than extra grocery money. I believe in you. You can achieve your dreams. That sounds really cheesy. I can't say that. So, where was I? Oh yeah. If you liked this video at all, please give it a thumbs up so that I know that you liked it, or give it a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Maybe you're angry at me for saying that you should charge more than $150 per session. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments or further advice for other people, drop it in the comments below and I will do my best to reply to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you later. I just wanted to give you a quick update. I am drinking more water. I'm not drinking as much Diet Coke. I'm drinking more water. And I just wanted to share that accomplishment with you guys. I hope you'll continue to wish me luck with my journey to drink less caffeine, less artificial sweeteners. Water. Yay. Okay, bye. See ya.